Welcome to Nerd on Nerd with me, Ellie Kempster.
And me, Liam Underwood. And in this episode, we're honouring the mums of America, I believe.
We've missed it by a bit.
We're a bit late. Partly my fault, but we'll get into that. How are we going to honour the mums of America?
Well, as loyal fans will know, for English Mother's Day last year, we watched 50 Shades of Grey.
Makes sense.
We missed English Mother's Day this year, so we couldn't do the sequel.
What a shame.
So instead we watched 50 Shades of Grey at XXX porn parody.
No, an XXX adaptation.
Oh, sorry, not a porn parody, my bad.
Yeah. Got to get it right.
It's not a parody.
People worked on this.
They did.
Like you were saying to me earlier, someone sat down and thought long and hard about this title.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll be discussing that later in the show. Something to stick around for. I'm sure you.
Yeah. Hang on for that conversation.
I'm sure you're eager to hear our thoughts on this 2.5 hour long cinematic piece of cinema.
It's so long.
First,
anyway,
it's time for catching up with Ellie and Liam. That's me.
Yep, you said that at the beginning.
Yep. What's been going on then?
Not a whole lot.
Oh, but it's been 3 weeks since we recorded last? Maybe 4?
I'll be honest, I don't know how long it's been, Liam.
It's been a while.
It has been a while, but we've lost all sense of time.
In the time since we last
exists.
recorded, a special episode has finally gone up.
Yeah.
So that's something that's happened, isn't it?
But you said that like there was a whole load of delay on that. It was about 4 days delayed after we recorded.
Yeah, but we recorded it
That's
quite
not...
late.
Yeah,
we recorded that. Hang on. No. That was not a 4-day delay. Because I thought we recorded that quite soon after we recorded the last episode.
No, didn't know. We recorded this one in place of recording this episode.
We recorded it on the 17th of May.
No, because we had... Oh, well, this one is super fucking delayed. So, yeah, it probably was about the same time that we were going to be recording this episode. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, we've released a special episode.
Look, we have a little time scale that we like to keep to, where we have a new episode go up every two weeks, and then in between that, sometimes if you're lucky, you get a special episode.
And it's all gone tits up.
Yeah, we basically, in the last few weeks, have just gone, fuck that.
It's all just gone to shit. So, we will get back on schedule, listeners.
Yeah, we will. We've got some exciting things coming in the next episode, but you're going to have to wait around to find out more about that.
How exciting. Yeah, I've not done anything with my life.
I've been sick, and that's one of the reasons why we haven't been able to record sooner.
Yep, give me a second, Liam, because a big old bug has crawled into my room. I don't know where it's come from.
Okay.
And I want it to get the fuck out.
What type of bug?
A beetle.
Oh.
Where the fuck has that come from? Give me Oh, it's crawling back out. No, it's crawling up my door. What's it doing? Crawl back out, bug. I'll be back in a minute. Dad, can you come and grab a bug out of my room? Not a spider, a weird beetle that's rocked up.
Oh, what is this?
Thank you. I'm back.
I really hope that you keep all of that in the episode.
I'm not going to. It's 5 minutes.
Yeah, cut down all of the silence, but can you just keep the...
Dad.
You be like, Dad, there's something in my room. Can you get rid of it?
I don't like bugs.
Yeah. To be fair, the other weekend, not last weekend, but the weekend before, Kat was away doing that car boot, and I was doing a little wee in the downstairs bathroom. I was like, oh, what's that moving under the door? A little trail of ants that was just crawling from the front door into the kitchen to the bin.
Really?
Yeah.
They're persistent little shits, aren't they?
Yeah, I smashed about 20 of them with a shoe, and then I put down some ant repellent stuff, and that seems to have got rid of them.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Where the fuck were we?
I was talking about being sick.
Yes, go on.
So I've been sick twice, which is why it's taken so long to record.
Yeah, because you've got no immune system.
Well, the thing is, I normally don't really get sick, but then I had 2 weekends in a row where I had 2 different sicknesses. So the first weekend...
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what was wrong, but I had a stomach bug, which meant any time I ate, I'd be okay for maybe an hour, and then I'd be really not okay.
Throwing up or just...
Other end.
Poops.
Yeah, just real messy poops.
Fun.
Not it was okay. I managed to kind of sort of struggle through a work day because working from home makes that a lot easier.
Yeah.
And then the weekend, I managed to we played Monster of the Week and stuff, so I just didn't eat before we played, and I got through that okay. But the problem is, it took me a while to kind of like realise what was wrong. Because the Friday, I'd had a really, really busy week. So I thought it was sort of just like exhaustion and sort of like a weird byproduct of that.
Yeah.
And then the Saturday, I woke up and I didn't really have breakfast and I was okay. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll get a KFC drive-through, which was actually fine. Nothing went wrong. And then after we played that Monster of the Week, I went and ordered a takeaway pizza. And then that was a real bad idea.
I mean, this again comes back to your inability to like assume that food from earlier in the day can affect you later on.
Oh no, like, I'm sure it could have been
body can process. Yeah, because
right,
mate, honestly, when you say to someone, "I had KFC drive-through for breakfast and then had takeaway pizza," no one's sitting there going, "Oh yeah, sounds like you had a stomach bug." Everyone's going, "Yeah, of course you had the fucking shits."
Yeah, but normally I could handle that fine, but I couldn't. And then so Kat came back the next day, and the problem I made was every time I was like, "Oh, well, I think I'm okay," instead of just like gently risking it with like toast or something, like Kat came back and I was like, "Oh, I think I'm okay. Let's go for a Sunday roast," and then that was another terrible idea. And then basically the next like Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, I just had toast and was okay after that.
It doesn't sound like you had a stomach bug, dude. It just sounds like you were a little bit tummy sick, and then because it's you and you're an idiot sometimes, you just sort of tortured yourself with food and just made it worse.
I don't really know the exact what happened. I'm not a doctor, as we've discussed in the past.
This is true.
But, you know, it was bad.
Well, I don't know if I feel bad for you.
Well, then last weekend, so I got through all that horribleness, and last weekend I got a summer cold.
Yeah.
So, okay. Right. You know how like we've spoken in the past about how I'm trying to look after myself and eat healthy and all that sort of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I had a little blip, right? Because...
Please define a little blip.
Well, obviously, you just heard about one weekend.
Yeah, well, you get cheat days, don't you, on yours?
I get one cheat day. Well, yeah, but I had a whole weekend where, because I wasn't sure if I was well or not, I just went mental.
Right. Yeah, of course. Sorry.
So that's the natural reaction.
That sentence you said didn't make sense, but carry on.
So then I had like the 3 days of toast. Then when it got to the next weekend, I was like, oh, I've earned some treats here. So we went and got like a McDonald's drive-through. And after that, I had a really sore throat. And I was like, oh, it might just be because I got like a Coke from there. And you know how their Coke is basically just sort of like chemical sludge.
Well, no, it's syrup and water.
Yeah, and I thought maybe that had somehow aggravated my throat or something. So then that night we went out for an Indian, and then the next day I was like, well, that night I just couldn't sleep at all because every time I'd sort of drifted off, my throat would hurt and wake me up. And then the next day I had like a full-blown cold, like really bad, like couldn't get the right temperature, was really sweaty and gross, and just, oh, it's horrible.
I mean, I have sympathy for you for that one because you had a cold.
That was a proper sickness.
Yeah. But, I mean, I just find it weird that you got a cold and when you're telling the story, you're telling us about the food you ate.
Yeah, because it was important.
That's not relevant.
No, it's important because that was why I thought I had a sore throat, was from the McDonald's, but it wasn't. It was from the cold.
I mean, that's insane. I've never heard anyone drink a McDonald's Coke and go, you know how McDonald's Cokes, like, give you sore throats?
Well...
They don't, Liv.
No, obviously, but I don't know. For
it's just
some
such
reason,
an insane assumption for you to make.
Because I so rarely get sick, my mind went to, oh, it must be a bad reaction to the Coke, not, oh, I must have a cold.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. So I've been to the gym like once in that period where I had one like PT session, and she was just like, you don't come to the gym very much at the moment, and I'm like, nah, I'm sick. But I have done something that is actually interesting.
Okay.
I went with Kat to see Hamilton up in that London.
Yes, I know that you came to see it.
Little stage show you might have heard of.
Yes, only sold out for like 2 years ahead of time.
Yeah, well, I looked at when we ordered the tickets, and it was the 30th of January 2017.
Yeah,
So, just to give you some indication of how long we were waiting, we got to finally see it on the 24th of May 2018.
How was it?
Really good. It was so good. I don't really want to like give anything away.
No, please don't.
But I didn't listen. I'd heard one of the songs before I went, but I deliberately didn't listen to like the whole soundtrack is on Spotify and stuff like that. I'd avoided everything apart from just one, maybe two songs that I'd heard on YouTube. So I had like an idea of what I was letting myself in for, but it's a real hard sell on paper, I think. Because I've been speaking to people.
Everything is a hard sell to you, but
yeah, but I've been speaking to people, and when you're like, oh yeah, so I've taken the day off work to go up to London to watch a play about one of the founding fathers of America, and it's told via rap and hip hop and R&B and pop music. It's the sort of thing that most people sort of look at you like, why?
yeah.
But I loved it. It was so good. I haven't been able to stop listening to the soundtrack since seeing it. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I've seen you on Spotify. I've seen your little Spotify Liam is currently listening to.
Oh, it's so good. I'm just so badly obsessed with it at the moment. It's not even funny. Like every spare moment I get, I'm listening to one of the songs. And there's this website called like Genius or something. I don't know if it's the same thing that Spotify uses, but they'll give you like information about the songwriting process.
Yeah.
And like reading about kind of, because obviously these songs are rooted in historical accuracy as well. So reading not only that, but also the musical influences of the song. Like Lin-Manuel Miranda, who created this whole thing, just genius, absolute genius. Like I couldn't even begin to comprehend how you would draw that many influences and tie it all into like a cohesive product that is also historically somewhat accurate.
No, it's very impressive because we have like one idea for what this show is, and we can barely do it.
What's the idea for that?
I feel like it's just me and you sharing media, and we're sort of shit at it.
Yeah, we are.
So I mean, for him to incorporate historical accuracy, musical influences into a musical that's about a real life thing, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think when I first watched it, I was a bit overwhelmed almost, and I liked it, but when I came out of it, it was a bit similar to when I came out of like Avengers Infinity War, which is a weird correlation to make, I understand, but
yeah,
I think I was just a little bit like shell-shocked almost, and it took a little bit of time to kind of digest it and be like, oh, actually, no, I really did love that.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend it, but I'm aware that tickets, you have to be determined or very lucky to get them. So it's worth putting the effort in. It really is, but it's also expensive, I'm not going to lie. So good though. I'm just in love with it at the moment.
Good.
I can't really top that. Like that's the highlight of probably like the last few months.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Liam.
Have you done anything else?
No.
That's the end of catching up with